Just the shadows and a soft refrain, whispering my name through the midnight rain. Oh, it's my me-time melody, a gentle song to set me free, lost in the notes of a silver saxophone. I'm never lonely when I'm alone. Piano fades out slowly. Just the shadows and the soft refrain, whispering my name through the midnight rain. Piano fades out slowly. Piano fades out slowly. The sunlight leans across the wooden floor, tracing shadows through the open door. Dust is dancing in a single gold beam, while the world outside is losing steam. Rows of paper spines standing tall, guarding secrets behind every wall. I walk the aisles with a quiet tread, seeking voices of the long since dead. A heavy scent of ink and aged glue tells the stories that we thought we knew. Ancient maps of folded yellow corners, left behind by restless midnight mourners. I pull a volume from a narrow shelf, trying to find a fragment of myself. The ceiling rises like a hollow sky, where the ghosts of logic learn to fly. This is the house where the clocks all stop, where the heavy, heavy burdens drop. A sanctuary built of ink and bone, where no one ever has to be alone. The weight of every word begins to rise, like a sudden dawn before your eyes. Everything we lost is gathered here, crystal clear and drawing near. A girl is writing in the spiral book, with a distant and a dreaming look, calculating wonders on the page, breaking out of every mental cage. The old man in the corner turned to leave, finding comfort for a hidden grief. Nobody speaks, but the air is loud with the thunder of a silent cloud. The eye hearts and minds is the only treasure that a traveler finds. From the cellar deep to the attic high, every question has a new reply. The wind is shaking at the window glass, watching all the busy people pass. But inside here the pulse is slow, with everything there is to know. The ink is flowing like a silver vein through the pleasure and the sudden pain. The margins fill with notes we leave behind for the next weary soul to find. This is the house where the locks all stop, where the heavy, heavy burdens drop. A sanctuary built of ink and bone, where no one ever has to be alone. The weight of every word begins to rise, like a sudden dawn before your eyes. Everything we lost is gathered here, crystal clear and drawing near. The light begins to lean against the wall. Long shadows stretch across the dusty floor. I watch your profile silhouette the hall, a silent witness standing by the door. You turn a page and never look my way. The amber glow is sinking in your hair. There are 1,000 things I need to say, but leave them hanging in the stagnant air. The clock is ticking steady on the shelf. Wildfire colors bleed across the sky. I keep this heavy secret to myself and let the golden hours pass us by. Your laughter marks a map I cannot tread, a territory fenced with simple grace. I memorize the words we never said and trace the fading sunlight on your face. The day is folding down its tired wings to hide the spark I carry in the dark. A quiet ache is all the twilight brings beneath the canopy of Central Park. I drift within a wake of your goodbye. His crimson rivers drown the burning west. The truth is written on the evening sky, a weight that settles deep inside my chest. To leave the room, the scent of jasmine lingers where you stood. I linger in the gathering of gloom and tell myself I stayed away for good. The gravel crunches underneath your feet. I watch you dwindle to a tiny dot, section where the seasons meet is haunting every corner of this lot. A bruised horizon turns a deeper shade, a violet ink that spills upon the street. I wonder the choices that I made will ever make this fracture keep alive. I see your suitcase by the radiator, the Sunday papers scattered on the floor. You claim I never listen when you speak. I say you always wait until I'm weak. The dust is dancing in the morning light, while we pick through the wreckage of the night. You're pointing at the clock upon the wall. I'm waiting for the heavy rain to fall. Coffee mugs are cold upon the stand. I reach out just to touch your shaking hand. You turn away to watch the pigeons fly across the pale and empty morning sky. The sweater that I bought you yesterday is folded in a cold and careful way. We built this house on sand and broken glass, just watching all the golden seasons pass. And the ceiling fan keeps spinning round, the slow and weary lonesome sound, while we trade these hollow words again, like soldiers in a war that never ends. No, it never ends. The neighbor's radio is playing loud, a song about a silver lined cloud. But here inside these four familiar walls, the shadow of the silence starts to fall. I remember when the paint was fresh and new, back when every single word I said was true. Now the carpet has a stain we can't erase, mirroring the lines upon your face. We could walk out for the open door and leave these bitter feelings on the floor, but the keys are hiding in your winter coat, and the words are stuck inside my tired throat. The sunlight hits the mirror on the vanity, a brief and blinding flash of sheer insanity, before we settle back into the grave and throw another precious year away. And the ceiling fan keeps spinning round, a slow and weary lonesome sound, while we trade these hollow words again, like soldiers in a war that never ends. No, it never ends. I see your suitcase by the radiator, the Sunday paper scattered on the floor. You claim I never listen when you speak. I say you always wait until I'm weak. The dust is dancing in the morning light, while we pick through the wreckage of the night. You're pointing at the clock upon the wall. I'm waiting for the head of just a touch of shaking hand. You turn away to watch the pigeons fly across the pale and empty morning sky. The sweater that I bought you yesterday is folded in a cold and careful way. We built this house on sand and broken glass, just watching all the golden seasons pass. And the ceiling fan keeps spinning round, a slow and weary, lonesome sound, while we trade these hollow words again, like soldiers in a war that never ends. No, it never ends. The neighbor's radio is playing loud, a song about a silver-lined cloud. But here inside these four familiar walls, the shadow of the silence starts to fall. I remember when the paint was fresh and new, back when every single word I said was true. Now the carpet has a stain we can't erase, mirroring the lines upon your face. We could walk out through the open door and leave these bitter feelings on the floor, but the keys are hiding in your winter cold, and the words are stuck inside my tired throat. The sunlight hits the mirror on the vanity, a brief and blinding flash of sheer insanity, before we settle back into the grave and throw another precious year away. And the ceiling fan keeps spinning round, a slow and weary, lonesome sound, while we trade these hollow words again, like soldiers in a war that never ends. No, it never ends. No, it never ends.
The stone facade stands tall against the grave. The statues watch the children start to stray. I broke the lock and tore the banners down, to see if silence wore a heavy crown. The walls are carved in dust and hollow gold, a story that the elders never told. They spoke of order in a quiet tone, but left me standing in the cold alone. I climbed the hill to face the iron gate, and found no master in the halls of fate. The ivy towers crumbled in the wind. Where does a righteous act begin to end? Now the fire I lit has turned to bitter ash. The sudden thunder and the lightning flash left me drifting where the tide is slow, with a heavy heart and nowhere left to go. The giants fell but left a hollow space, and I am searching for a vanished faith. copper on my tongue, a song of ruin that the birds have sung. I shot at every mirror in the hall, only to find the shadows on the wall are growing longer as the sun descends. This is how an evolution ends. I walked away from all the broken glass and watched the seasons and the shadows pass. The path is overgrown with tangled thorn, a weary soldier feeling quite forlorn. No more banners flying in the breeze, just the sound of wind among the trees. My boots are heavy with the garden clay, the frantic world feels very far away. The crowd is scattered to their wooden doors, while I am pacing on these lonely shores. The questions linger in the evening mist, a ghost of every break that I have missed. The water ripples in a perfect ring. I am waiting for the bells to ring, but silence is the only gift I find for the restless and the troubled mind. Now the fire I lit has turned to bitter ash, the sudden thunder and the lightning flash left me drifting while the tide is slow, with a heavy heart and nowhere left to go. The giants fell but left a hollow space, and I am searching for vanished
The velvet curtains hang like heavy shrouds. A bitter vapor rises from the crowd. You sit beside me with a heart of stone. The screen is flickering, but we are alone. The venom drips from every scripted line, a stale reflection of your soul and mine. The projector hums a hollow gray melody while you nurse that old rooted enmity. The popcorn salt is burning in my throat. You weigh your malice like a winter coat. The shadows dance upon the peeling wall, waiting for the final pride to fall. Oh, the cinema is cold and filled with spite. We are drowning in the artificial light. The grudge is playing in a haunted note, a poisoned feast for this weary truth. No silver screen can wash the stains away. The dark is where the wretched spirits stay. The usher walks with heavy leaden feet past the broken springs of every seat. You whisper curses underneath your breath, a slow rehearsal for a living death. The exit sign is bleeding dull and red, ignoring every word we never said. Oh, the cinema is cold and filled with spite. We are drowning in the artificial light. The grudge is playing in a haunted loop, a poison feast for this weary truth. No silver stream can wash the stains away. The dark is where the wretched spirits stay.
Across the threshold of a silver gate, the astral tides begin to pull and wait. You vanished where the map dissolves to white, leaving me to haunt the corridors of fate. In this vast theater of the hollow mind, the ghost of us is all I ever find. The suitcases were packed with stardust and regret, a train of thoughts departing where the sun has never set. You took the compass and the only key to the city built beneath the glass and frozen sea. Now the horizon is a jagged line of blue, and every shadow wears the silhouette of you. I walk through gardens where the flowers breathe out smoke, searching for the promises we never spoke. Across the threshold of the silver gate, the astral tides begin to pull away. You vanish where the map dissolves to white, leaving me to haunt the corridors of light in this vast theater of the hollow mind. The ghost of us is all I had to find. My pulse is drumming on a door that isn't there, climbing up a spiral of the dark and winding stair, deep in the basement where the subconscious flows. The memory of your laughter comes and goes. I am a solitary spark in a cathedral of stone, navigating constellations all on my own. Gravity has failed and the anchors have slipped. The story of our ending is a coded manuscript. Across the threshold of the silver gate, the astral tides begin to pull and wait. You vanished where the map dissolves to white, leaving me to haunt the corridors of light in this vast theater of the hollow mind. The ghost of us is all I ever find. Across the threshold of the silver gate, the astral tides begin to cool and wake. You vanished where the map dissolves to white, leaving me to haunt the corridors of light in this vast theater of the hollow mind. The ghost of us is all I ever find.
shine in your view. Yet your gaze builds a wall so vast, no bridge can cross where shadows are cast between the silence and ancient stone. We stand together, yet still alone. The phantom legions rise from clay, mocking light as night holds sway. Your spirit stars shining so far, bearing scars from wars that mar. Draw your blade across the dust in this mirage of broken trust. Ghost chariots scream on the plain, longing for thunder and for rain. One last strike to pay the debt for victories we can't forget. The scent of spice hangs in the air, copper whispers of despair. Hawks now circle high above, waiting in the lion's cove. The phantom legions rise from clay, mocking light as night holds sway. You spit at stars shining so far, bearing scars from wars that mar. Draw your blade across the dust in this mirage of broken trust. Ghost chariots scream on the plain, longing for thunder and for rain. One last strike to pay the debt for victories we can't forget. Draw your blade across the dust in this mirage of broken trust. Ghost chariots scream on the plain, longing for thunder and for rain. One last strike to pay the debt for victories we can't forget. The dust has settled on the iron tracks, the heavy boots are finally coming home. The wind is shaking through the window crack, while every shadow finds a place to roam. The clock is ticking but the hands are slow, the kettle whistles like a distant train. I watch the garden where the thistles grow and wait for sunlight through the silver rain. You stand there wrapped in a faded coat, with tired eyes that see 1,000 miles. A lump of silence rises in my throat to meet the hollow of your weary smiles. The gravel crunches underneath your stride, the gate is swinging on a rusted hinge. There is no place left for a soul to hide behind the borders of this lonely fridge. The internal map is running shades of gray, where the rivers run through the hollow bone. We find the words we never dared to say, inside a kingdom that will build down alone. The sky is heavy with the weight of years, the world is spinning in a glass of wine. We wash the salt away from all the fears and trace the
The broken mirror shows a different face. The yells are talking in the tongue of old. We run a marathon inside the eye base to find the copper in a pot of gold. The lightning flashes on the western ridge. The thunder grumbles like a rolling drum. We cross the water on a narrow bridge to reach the garden where the spirits come. The tea is cooling in a porcelain cup. The fire's burning down to amber light. The moon is pulling all the oceans up to drown the fever of the coming night. Your hands are rough like the bark of pine. Your voice is steady like the canyon floor. We pour the water and we pour the wine and leave the ghosts outside the kitchen door. The floorboards creep beneath the heavy load. The lanterns flicker in the rising breeze. We reach the ending of the winding road among the roots of all the ancient trees. The internal map is drawn in shades of gray, where the rivers run through the hollow bone. We find the words we never dared to say, inside a kingdom that we didn't own. The sky is heavy, the weight of years, the world is spinning in a glass of wine. We wash the salts away from all the fears and trace the map along a jagged line. The eternal map is drawn in shades of gray, where the river's eye draws a hollow bone. We'll find the words we never dared to say, inside a kingdom that we built so long. The sky is laughing in shade of years, gold is spinning in a glass of wine. We mash the salts away from all the fears and trace the map along the jagged line. The coffee cups still holds yesterday, a silent ring on wood it shows to stay. The morning mail keeps growing by the door. I never check the drain anymore. I talk to shadows passing by, set chairs for ghosts who never say goodbye. The radiator hums your favorite sound. It breathes the name that's lost but still around. Missing you is clouds that fill my sky. They follow every road where I may try. Missing you is thirst that won't subside, while echoes of your voice hum deep inside. Your winter coat still guards the hall, a woolen ghost that won't let darkness fall. I keep the porch light burning bright to scare the hollow shadows of the night. Our fading maps still haunt the wall, The dying ink won't show the way at all. I touch the roads we plan to take. Before the dawn, refuse to stay awake. Missing you is clouds that fill my sky. They follow every road where I may try. I'm missing you is thirst that won't subside, while echoes of your voice hide deep inside. Missing you is clouds that fill my sky. They follow every word where I may try. I'm missing you is thirst that won't subside, while echoes of your voice hide deep inside. The traffic crawls on roads so gray and bleak. Beneath the towers where the shadows speak. I carried gold but found it turned to rust. The promises were just betrayals thrust. My spirit fades beneath the iron stare of lungs that choke on lifeless frozen air. The blueprints torn like leaves in stormy flight, scattered and lost into the endless night. The sirens scream then vanish in the haze, revealing visions sharp and golden rays. The walls stand tall, but now I learn to soar beyond the secrets hidden at the core. There burns a spark beneath the hollow stone, a silent force that claims me as its own. Though doors stay locked and bolted tight, I stand. I walk with pride across this broken land. The weight of scars may bend my weary frame. I'll carve new roads through winds that scream my name. When noise dissolves like footprints in the sand, what once was lost will rise at my command. I watch the city lights blink out and turn, as frantic hearts to quiet rhythms learn. The heavy chains of questions fall away, like wooden masks that crumble to decay. The prize I sought was never mine to hold. The truest gold was buried in my soul. No concrete slab can kill the buried seed that grows exactly where the soul does need. A silent scream and vanish in the haze, revealing visions sharp and golden rays. The walls stand tall, but now I learn to soar beyond the secrets hidden at the core. There burns a spark beneath the hollow stone, a silent force that claims me
broken land. The weight of skies may bend my weary frame. I'll carve new roads through winds that scream my name. When noise dissolves like footprints in the sand, what once was lost will rise at my command. There burns a spark beneath the hollow stone. The silent force, the crane she has its own. Though doors still locked and bolted tight, I scan. I walk with pride across this broken land. The weight of skies may bend my weary frame. I'll carve new roads through winds that scream my name. When noise dissolves like footprints in the sand, what once was lost will rise at my command. The morning dust is dancing in the golden glare. I find a penny and a reason just to care. A cardboard smile is leaning by the bakery door. I've never felt this kind of lightness here before. The sidewalk clicks like a clock that's lost its gears, washing away the salt of all the heavy years. It's a brand new tune hummed by the passing breeze, bringing the giants down to their humble knees. We glide on the pavement where the shadows play, chasing the amber glow of a Saturday. The melody of blooming in the people we pass, clear as a bell and bright as polished glass. It's a simple kind of magic in the air we breathe, a tapestry of grace that we start to weave. A tailor tips his hat with a knowing wink. The cup of kindness is a long and cooling drink. No more tangled wires in the back of my mind, just the gentle motion that we're lucky to find. The traffic sings like a choir out of tune, under the pale reflection of a paper noon. It's a brand new tune hung by the passing breeze, bringing the giants down to their humble knees. We glide along the pavement where the shadows play, chasing the amber glow of a Saturday. The melody is blooming in the people we pass, clear as a bell and bright as polished skies. It's a simple kind of magic in the air we breathe, a tapestry of grace that we start to weave. There's a story written through the lines of every face, a bit of mercy and a little bit of space, to move our bones to the pulse of the town, where nobody is wearing a heavy crown. We battle on the pavement where the shadows play, chasing the amber glow of a Saturday. The melody is blooming in the people we pass, clear as a bell and bright as polished glass. It's a simple kind of magic in the air we breathe, a tapestry of grace that we start to weave. We glide along the pavement where the shadows play, chasing the amber glow of a Saturday. The melody is blooming in the people we pass, clear as a bell and bright as polished glass. It's a simple kind of magic in the air we weave, a tapestry of grace that we start to weave.
The copper kettle hums a dusty rhyme beneath the pale and paper white sunshine. I found a penny in my velvet nest, a little heavy metal in my chest. The floorboards creak like skeletons enticed. They whisper secrets under moonlit skies. The needle finds the groove within the track and spins away the echoes fading back. The hour hands are leaning on the frame, waiting for the world to call their name. A button drops and rolls without a sound, searching for the lost things underground. Swing it slow until the dawn awakes. Give me all the tremors that it takes. Let the golden bells begin to sing, while the midnight pendulum takes wing. The garden gate is rusted like a chest to let the scent of sassafras infest. The cat is dreaming on the ivory sea, while winter hums a hickory melody. I caught a flash of silver on the ledge, the way the light escapes its whispered pledge. A tilted head hangs lonely on the wood, waiting for a ghost who never could. The hour hands are leaning on a frame, waiting for the world to call their name. A button drops and rolls without a sound, searching for lost things underground. Swing it slow until the dawn awakes. Give me all the tremors that it takes. Let the golden bells begin to sing, while the midnight pendulum takes one. Tut-tut settles on the heels of my worn boots, 1,000 miles beneath the soles of these weary feet. I have traded my slumber for the widening road, ignoring the profits of failure at the edge of the street. The sky is a heavy curtain of iron and gray, but I hold a lantern carved from a stubborn bone. They told me the mountain was too steep to climb, but I am carving a path that is strictly my own. Hold to the vision when the light begins to fade. Walk through the fire that doubters have made. The promise is written in the sweat and the grind. I am reaching for the summit, 1 inch at a time. Though the wind has a warning to turn back again, I am made good to the hope that outlasts the rain. striking the anvil of ease, forging a spirit that has run out of fears. Every stumble is a lesson engraved on the knee. Every shadow is a witness to what I must be. I will not barter my soul for a moment of rest until I have passed every bullying test. The finish line moves like a ghost in the haze across the vast desert of the oncoming days. I have buried my hesitation in a shallow trench with a thirst that no ordinary water can quench. The neighbors are sleeping behind their locked doors, while I am out battling on these rocky shores, with my eyes on the horizon where the dawn starts to break. I am keeping every vow that I dare to make. Hold to the vision when the light begins to fade. Walk through the fire that the doubters have made. The promise is written in the sweat and the grind. I am reaching for the summit, 1 inch at a time. Though the wind howls a warning to turn back again, I am anchored to the hope that outlasts the rain. The coffee steam is dancing in the air. I tied a pretty ribbon in my hair. The morning sun shines through the window blind, left all the rainy days so far behind. I step outside in polished leather shoes. Today I choose to use my holiday blues. The sidewalk cracks with such a cheerful snap as a sleepy world begins to clap. The breeze hums melodies so sweet. The pavement sparkles under my feet. Life is just a sugar-coated dream, floating like a berry in whipped cream. Every cloud wears lacy designs, paint your face with rainbow lines. Heaven sent a note to my front door. I couldn't ever ask for more. Life is just a sugar-coated dream, floating like a berry in whipped cream. Every cloud wears lacy designs, paint your face with rainbow lines. Heaven sent a note to our front door. I couldn't ever ask for more. We'll meet where garden roses bloom, dancing to our favorite tune. Soda fountains play our summer song. In golden light we all belong. The breeze hums melodies so sweet. The pavement sparkles under my feet. Life is just a sugar-coated dream, floating like a berry in whipped cream. Every cloud is just a sugar-coated dream, floating like a fairy in whipped cream. Epic flowers, lacy designs, paint your face with rainbow lines. Cabin Santa, note to my front door. I couldn't but ask for more. The attic floorboards groan beneath the dust, where rusted needles find a hollow groove. A crackling ghost begins to shake the rust. I watch the shadows make their ancient move. The amber liquid trembles in the glass, while copper horns begin to weep and flare. I let the heavy seconds slowly pass and breathe the scent of old tobacco air. A charcoal sketch of faces I once knew dissolves into a blur of indigo. The midnight sky is stained a bruised and lonely blue, with nowhere left for tired ghosts to go. The piano keys are teeth of yellow gold. They bite into a melody of loss. I sit within this velvet shrine alone and count the silver coins I had to toss. Oh, lean into the ache of cello strings, the way the brass reflects a fading light. It is the song a broken memory sings to keep the shivering storms within its side. The syncopated heartbeat of the past is drumming on the window pane of grief, the only spell that was designed to last is bitter and magnificent and brief. The needle scrapes against the final rim, a hollow scratching in the dead of night. The coil lamp is flickering and dim, as if it fears to lose the ghostly sight. But every flat and every sharp stain is etched into the metal of my name. I am a silent refuses to sing, a cold remains of a forgotten flame. The curtains heavy as a theater drape, our clothes I wanna see turn to gray. There is no logic left and no escape from what the saxophone has found to say. It speaks of damp and cobblestone retreats, of perfume lingering on old and cold, of all the quiet and abandoned streets. Let's sail inside a single minor note. The rhythm drags its sea across the floor, like someone searching for a missing key. A hand is hovering beside the door to let the darkness settle over me. Or lean into the aching cello strings, the way the brass reflects a fading light. Is the song of the shivering stars within its side, the syncopated heartbeat of the past. He's drumming on a windowed pane of grief, the only spell that was designed to last this bitter and magnificent and brief. The morning asphalt drinks the rain below the bridge where dawn won't stay. You stepped off the bus in the silver light, searching for a street that's set from sight. I leaned on bricks in fading gray. Pigeons flew as you turned my way. This concrete maze holds countless doors. I walked alone till our shadows pour through glass towers and siren cries. We found a world built of fleeting lights, a crack in time so brief yet bright, where your pulse matched mine in the city's night. Summer nights on iron stairs, counting lights to fight despair. Subway hums beneath our feet, sharing treats so cheap yet sweet. You said stars were ceiling holes. That night this heart remembered souls. This concrete maze holds countless doors. I walked alone till our shadows pour through glass tower and siren cars. We got the world built of fleeting lights, a crack in time so brief yet bright, where your pulse matched mine in the city's night. The crowd's a river pulling wide, circles spin with no true guide. But where the storms that break the floor, the still ones in this endless show. This concrete maze holds countless stars. I walked alone till our shadows pour through glass towers and siren cries. We found a world built of fleeting lights, a crack in time so brief yet bright, where your pulse lashed mine in the city's night. The skyline graphs our shared desire, windshield skin but not our fire. We linked that storms can wash from view, a hidden home in streets so blue. This bond we built in steel and stone, before the dawn claims us alone. For the dawn claims us alone. sharpest truth that remains unseen deep within the garden wall so high. The colors bleed against a pale blue sky. I saw the roots reaching for the clay, trying to hold the light of a fading day. Every bud is a promise kept in stone, a fragile kingdom standing all alone. The fragrance drifts across the empty yard. Life is soft, but the keeping of it is hard. Wild red blossoms burning in the sun, counting all the battles that they won, standing where the shadows come to play. Beauty is a price we have to pay. In the garden where the silence grows, the secret life of a blooming rose. There is a season for the opening heart, a time when every fiber pulls apart, to show the world the fire kept inside, with nowhere left for a lonely soul to hide. The wind will come and take what it can find, leaving just the memory behind. A gentle hand might brush against the stem, but safety is a jewel not meant for them. They face the rain with heads held proud and tall, knowing that the winter waits for all. The dust will settle on the velvet skin as another cycle is about to begin. The iron fence is rusting in the shade, while the masterpiece of nature is displayed. No two paths will ever look the same in this wild and ancient photo game. The earth provides a bed for them to sleep, and all the quiet vows they have to keep. The petals fall like raindrops on the sand, scattered by an invisible steady hand. The color fades, but the spirit stays alive in the struggle for beauty to survive. Wild red blossoms burning in the sun, counting all the battles that they won, standing where the shadows come to play. Beauty is a price we had to pay. In the garden where the silence grows, the secret life of a blooming The iron veins
hands are pulsing hard. Beneath the pavement stone, a million frantic footsteps dragging shadows of their own. I saw the clocks all grinding gears to steal another day. The roar of engines swallowing whatever people say. But then the heavy metal door swings shut behind my back, and every jagged edge of sound begins to fade to black. The static stops its humming in the hollow of my chest. The frantic race is cancelled and the fever finds its rest. I didn't think a quiet place could carry so much weight until I stepped inside and locked the heavy outer gate. An oasis of serenity amidst the bustling city, a cool and steady breathing where the air was thick and gritty. Let the towers scrape the clouds and shake the sirens scream and play. I'll find the only patch of light that doesn't blow away. Safe behind the garden wall while all the world is spinning wild, I'm anchored in the silence like a long forgotten child. That drink the rain and emerald leaves that go, or balls that cannot be. The angry tides of traffic flow, they're chasing after paper ghosts and silver-plated dreams, while I am sitting motionless beside the hidden streams. No digital reminders and no flashing amber signs, just the green and gold of life between my rigid urban lines. An oasis of serenity amidst the bustling city, a cool and steady breathing air. The air was thick and gray. Let the towers scrape the clouds and let the sirens scream and play. I found the only patch of light that doesn't blow away. Safe behind a garden wall while all the world is spinning wild, I'm anchored in the silence like a long forgotten child. Of serenity amidst the bustling city, a cool and steady breath, and let the air was thick and green. Let the towers scrape the clouds and let the sand scream and play. I found the only patch of light that doesn't blow away. The silver nail hangs upon the velvet dark. A jagged tooth bites through the hollow stark. Cold mercury spills across the cedar mark, dragging shadows out from their secret ark. The gravel crunches under boots of lead, a pale reflection in the frozen bed. The walking goose of words unsaid, choice the edges where the bonds have bled. The constellations shift their weight so old, the silent gravity pulls the bone cold. We stand before the iron gate untold, waiting for a sign that never showed. The Glasgow sky stares at the ground, lights the scars we tried to hide so profound. A heavy frequency asleep as we sound, as the road falls where no dreams of now. The eye of evening never sleeps, it watches as the bitter ink still sees. The valley melts to liquid slate so deep, owls carve circles where the shadows creep. Time's a predator in stillness deep, wandering in the cavern's endless keep. A distant train moans like a dying cry, scattered in embers against the chalk-cold sky. The stumbling light still wonders why you lost the path to home so high. The constellations shift their weight so old, the silent gravity pulls the bone cold. We stand before the iron gate untold, waiting for a sight that never showed. The grindstone stares at the bruise, lights the scars we tried to